I'm Joel Cowley, President and CEO of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Volunteers are truly the lifeblood of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. As such, we must constantly recognize the service and dedication of our volunteers. In November, changes were announced to the Lifetime Committeeman policy, and I think it's important to understand why those changes came about. The original policy, established in 2001, was created at a time when volunteer numbers were stable at 13,000. The objective of the original policy was to bring in new members while maintaining the membership of and recognizing the service of longtime members. The requirements of the original policy stated that years of documented service and age must equal 75, provided there were a minimum of 15 years of documented service. It's also important to note that parking for lifetime committeemen, as stated in the original policy, was designated as being off-site. Because parking has been available at NRG Park, that element of the policy has never been enforced. At the time that the original policy was implemented, no one could have predicted the incredible growth that would be experienced by the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo over the next 15 years. Annual attendance grew from 1.8 million to nearly 2.5 million, and volunteer numbers grew from 13,000 to over 33,000. This incredible growth has challenged the physical constraints of the show with regard to parking and programmable space. At our current number of 33,000 volunteers, the potential exists to have over 20,000 lifetime committeemen by the year 2030, with an increasing number of volunteers becoming eligible for lifetime committeeman status in their mid to late 40s. Having the support of such a large number of dedicated volunteers is truly a blessing, but we must be realistic when planning for our future. The new policy calls for a minimum age of 60 in the year that the committeeman applies and 20 years of documented committee service history. To remain on a committee roster, the lifetime committeeman must have badged on that committee for the past 3 years and must pay committee dues. Further, a lifetime committeeman may not join another committee once lifetime committeeman status is granted. Per the original policy established in 2001, lifetime committeemen will be required to park off-site with a designated parking lot and shuttle pickup at Reed Road. For lifetime committeemen electing to work a shift, on-site day parking will be provided for the day of their shift. Implementation of this new policy, especially as it concerns volunteers who qualify for lifetime committeeman status under the old policy, is currently under review, with details to be announced later this spring. Also, the show is looking at ways to recognize length of service in addition to the lifetime committeeman policy. Please know that the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo values the commitment of each and every volunteer, especially those who have devoted decades to our success. It is our hope that we create a balance between our tremendous growth and providing the benefits and recognition that our longtime volunteers deserve.